There's a wealth of technology just waiting to be discovered out here.
How can I help you today?
What's that for?
Ah, good. You're finally here. Just set the books down anywhere. I'll get to them as soon as I can.
I think you're confusing me with someone else.
Perhaps I need to rummage through the supply bins for a new pair of glasses. Since it's obvious that you aren't who I was expecting, would you mind telling me why you're here?
Maxon wanted me to meet the crew, so you were next on my list.
Ah, yes. You must be the new recruit described in Paladin Dance's report. Under normal circumstances, I'd provide you with a proper orientation of my department. However, I'm woefully behind setting up research patrols and getting bombarded with requests for technical documentation. Unfortunately, I'm lacking the personnel needed to get the job done.
What type of technical documentation are you looking for?
The Brotherhood is primarily interested in collecting information that might assist us with our current mission. Medical records, science journals, weapon schematics. If it contains any type of useful data, we need to get our hands on it.
What exactly is a research patrol?
Simply put, we send a small two-man team to scout a location and evaluate its technical and historical relevance. Saves us from sending an entire retrieval team to a worthless location.
Maybe I can lend you a hand.
That would be splendid. As you patrol the Commonwealth, keep your eyes open for blueprints, memos, manuals, books, charts. Anything containing useful technical data. I'm authorized to pay you for each bundle of documents that you recover. And if you wish to be assigned to a research patrol, I have plenty of them waiting to be filled. In any event, it was a pleasure to meet you, Knight.
I've served on this vessel for years. It's the only home I know.
Can't talk right now. Gotta clean the Mirelux scat off my boots.
What did you want?
Well now, wondered when I'd see you again.
Welcome back, Paladin. Welcome home.
Glad to hear someone say that. Listen, I didn't have a chance to thank you properly before. I'm not sure I still have a place here. I've been away for too long. Maybe I'm not cut out for the Brotherhood anymore. But I'll give it time. I owe it to you and to my team. Thank you for giving me another chance.
Excuse me.
Cade won't clear me
What's
for
on your
duty
mind,
yet.
soldier?
I think he's giving me orders now.
There. Try it now.
Nothing. I was supposed to report 10 minutes ago. You can't fix it.
I can fix it.
Carry food with me.
You're the one
or
who
you'll
decided
end up
to
eating
kick
some
your way
pretty
through a
questionable
mire.
things to
Proctor.
stay alive. So, you're the new recruit I heard about.
There it is.
Huh, not what I was expecting.
Thanks, brother. I owe you.
Sounds like you're disappointed.
Not disappointed, just surprised. You don't look like one of the usual wastelanders we pick up. Anyway, since you came down here to meet me, we may as well get it over with. My name's Ingram, and this lovely little grease pit is where you'll usually find me. If your power armor's too tight in the crotch, the Pridwin's about to crash into the ground, or a robot's gone haywire, you come see me.
You should add teaching charm school lessons to the list.
Sorry to disappoint you, but when you're as busy as I am, there isn't much time for bowing and curtsying. There isn't a day that goes by on this tub without 5 or 6 things breaking down. And since I'm stuck in this rig, I'm not quite as spry as I used to be. The work tends to pile up.
You feel like telling me how you ended up that way?
That's a little personal, don't you think?
Would it help if I promised not to tell anyone else?
I'm not really looking for sympathy. And honestly, I don't know you that well. Maybe some other time. Anyway, I'm sure you're here to get your hands on some power armor. There's a pretty decent T-60 suit sitting in Bay 3 that's all yours. The left leg actuator's a bit sticky, but it'll keep the creeps off of you. Oh, and if you need any work done on it, feel free to use the workshops around here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to work.
When I get off duty, that Salisbury steak is mine.
Step forward, Knight. Even though they've locked me in this blasted cage, I promise that I won't bite.
Looks uncomfortable in there.
It's not that bad. Now, this is the stowage depot, and I, as you probably already guessed, am the ship's quartermaster, Proctor Tegan. The powers that be have me locked in here, so I can keep an eye on the Brotherhood's valuables. If you need to stock up on supplies before you head out on a mission, this is the place to buy them.
That's good to know.
I'm glad you're the agreeable type. When I tell most of the new recruits that they have to buy their own equipment, they give me the stink eye. The good news is by having a constant flow of caps, I'm able to buy whatever you bring me. Yeah, I'm mostly interested in weapons, but I'll take anything useful. Of course, if you're just looking to make a few caps on the side, I might have some extra work for you to do.
I could use some extra caps.
You need them, and I want you to spend them here. It's a match made in heaven. It just involves a little bit of heavy lifting and interacting with the local farms. And since I'm stuck up here manning this one-man zoo, I need someone to do the legwork for me. After you're done with the meet and greet, we can discuss the details. In the meantime, if you ever need anything else, gun, a mod, even ammo, you just let me know.
You're tuned to the Commonwealth's only respite from the tedium and desperation of...
Ad Victoriam, brother.
Diamond City Radio.
Hail, Knight.
Now let's hear from the ink
Don't let
spots.
Ingram catch you standing around. He'll be
Maybe.
on report before you can blink.
Anything I can do? You just say the word.
If you're looking for ammunition or weapon mods, Proctor Tegan might have what you need.
Charging into a situation, guns
If
blazing.
you
Way to get
wanted to make
yourself
me a
killed.
second printing press while you're at it.
Oh man, if I'm late for muster one more time, Captain Kells is gonna have me do 100 push-ups.
Doesn't it feel good to be a part of something as important as the Brotherhood?
The duty shift was long, but I'm glad we're making a difference out here.
You think the Commonwealth looks bad? You should see the Capital Wasteland.
You haven't lived until you tipped with ramen with a vertebrate. Now that's a challenge. No time to waste when there's work to be done. In my experience, hot shots and big mouths end up with closed casket funerals.
Greetings, Knight.
Oh, this frame is driving me crazy. Got like 3 itches I can't even scratch.
The human-looking synths are the worst. They hide in plain sight.
Don't despair, brother. We're here to save the Commonwealth.
Just fixed a few power armor mods and gave them to Tegan. You might want to check them out.
If you find any technical documents, you should bring them to Proctor Quinlan for analysis.
There's Brotherhood, then there's everything else. Nothing in between.
If Dumb and Ugly had a child, it'd be a super mutant.
Excuse me, Squire.
Sorry, Knight. I need to attend to my duties.
Joining our
Pridwin
cause
is a
was the
magnificent
wisest
ship,
decision of
and
your
we're
life,
lucky
brother.
to have her in our
I
arms.
heard that Elder Max.
I don't
got
know
that
about
scar on
Scribe
his face.
Naraya. I think she loves her little zoo a bit too much.
Knight? How can a machine believe it's alive? It's ridiculous.
Nice being on the move again. Fewer paper cuts than back home.
Can you tell Kells if he wants things fixed, he needs to keep the damn ship steady?
Proctor Ingram.
Oh, my list of maintenance fixes keeps getting longer and longer. Treat your power armor well, and it can get you through anything.
Unless you like getting shot, never turn your back on a gunner.
The last person that disobeyed Captain Kells ended up scraping rust off of Fridwin's hull from the outside. Welcome aboard, brother.
The food in the mess hall isn't bad. Well, as long as you don't smell it.
That was Tex Beneke. Folks, I'd like to take a moment for something a little more personal than usual. As I'm sure you know all too well, I haven't always been the best at this job. Hey, let's face it, I've been pretty terrible. Thanks to the efforts of a few of my friends, I've decided to change how
We
I
should
look
stock
at
up on supplies
how I
before we
live my
begin
life.
our next mission.
I'd like to just take this opportunity to thank the Vault Dweller for lending me a hand. I really do appreciate it. All right, folks, that's enough sentiment from me for one day. Let's get it on back to the music, shall we? Feels like anything's possible when you're in love, according to Billie Holiday. Here's crazy, he calls me.
Lancer Captain Kells is one of the finest officers I've ever had the pleasure of serving under.
Knight?
Ooh, come on. Let me carry something before you cripple yourself.
Oh, this frame is driving me crazy. Got like 3 itches I can't even scratch.
If you're looking for another safe haven, there's shelter and supplies at the police station in Cambridge. Oh god. Mole rat on a stick was a really bad idea. Excuse me.
Scribe, I told you I didn't want the corners bent. The issues were to be in mint condition.
I'm sorry, Proctor, but this is the only limited edition annual we've recovered. Even before the bombs fell, this was the rarest issue. The one where Grognak dies and comes back to life?
Yes, Scribe. I've read the 2076 underlane price guide from cover to cover, so I'm well aware of its past value. The fault for this travesty rests squarely on your shoulders, because you chose to ignore the important lesson I taught you. Which is?
Always bag and board. I'm sorry, sir. You're absolutely right. And I promise it will never... Sir? What's that red blinking light on your terminal?
What? Oh, damn it all! I left it in record mode. Just let me...
I didn't like this rust bucket. Oh, sure, the Pridwin's a fine ship, but put me in the field any day.
Something I can do for you, soldier?
Watch my back.
Knight.
I'll watch yours.
You have technical documents, perhaps? Or looking to assist on a research patrol?
I found some technical documents for you.
These aren't technical documents. I don't have time for games, soldier. Come back when you've decided to take your duties more seriously.
Greetings, Knight.
If Elder Maxon ordered me to follow him to the gates of hell, I'd be the first one to kill him.
Let's talk to Proctor Tegan. I bet he has some excellent mods for our power armor.
What can I get for you today?
Have anything unusual?
I have some special mods I've been working on. Sort of a hobby I have to pass the time. Real high-powered stuff. Slap a few of them onto your weapons, and I am pretty sure they'll put a smile on your face.
I'm looking for some firepower.
Got some choice weapons that just came in.
sounds of Diamond City Radio are brought to you by the following. Commonwealth weaponry. It's a dangerous world out there. Protect yourself. Protect your family. There's no getting away from Ray Smith. Here's right behind you, baby.
Proctor Tegan.
Can I help you with anything?
Let me see what you...
All of my...
If it was up to me, I'd take every feral, mutie, and synth and shoot them into space.
If you run into any synths, shoot to kill. We don't take prisoners. Hail, Knight.
I never liked having squires aboard a warship, but Maxon thinks they need to train under fire.
Now that you've familiarized yourself with the Pridwin's crew, are you ready for your next assignment, brother?
What sort of assignment are we talking about?
The kind of assignment where all of the training you've done finally begins to pay off. Let's get right to it then, shall we? Take a look over there. That's Fort Strong, and it's infested with super mutants. Having those aberrations of nature close enough to smell is making me sick to my stomach. To make matters worse, they're sitting on top of a massive stockpile of Fat Man shells we could use in our campaign. I want you to head over there, wipe out everything that moves, and secure that stockpile. Understood?
What do these shells do?
The Fat Man launcher is an essential part of the Brotherhood arsenal. It's a miniature nuclear payload in a man-portable format. A squad of troops armed with one of these is virtually unstoppable. If you ever have the pleasure of firing one, Allow me to give you a word of advice. Don't fire one of them in close quarters. There won't be enough of you to bury in a shoebox. That enough to go on?
Super mutants? I thought the enemy was the Institute.
Super mutants are no better than synths. They're a reminder of man's folly when it comes to harnessing technology. Whether it's using biochemistry to manipulate genes, or trying to create life from a bunch of circuits. It's the wrong path for science. As members of the Brotherhood, it's our sworn duty to exterminate these abominations in every form. So, can I count on you to get the job done?
Consider it done.
Look, I realize you're eager to take the fight to the Institute, but it'll have to wait. The Brotherhood cannot allow those abominations to have a nuclear arsenal at their fingertips.
Keeping nukes out of the hands of super mutants? Oh, we'll do our best, all right.
Now, we have a vertibird on standby, fully armed and ready to depart. Use it to carry our message to Fort Strong, and wipe those dirty mutants from the face of the earth. Dismissed.
And that's good news for all of us. The latest word is that they've retaken the castle. From everything I've heard, it was no small feat to get this back into their control.
Target acquired. I'll try and keep him in your sights.
Now that they've set up shop, I'm told the Minutemen will be in a better position to help.
hightail it back to the Pridwin for repairs.
All ears. Want to get out of here? I don't think we'd make pretty ghouls. couldn't part with anything, could they?
Getting hungry. Wish a buckethead would show up. I'd rip his legs clean off.
That was Billie Holiday. Now, folks, I'm sure you've all seen or heard about the latest issue of Public Occurrences. Some bold claims by our intrepid reporter. Since possibly living among us, undetected. Very serious implications. Wouldn't you agree?
Someone there!
Has, of course. What? All the mayor himself. But between you and me, listeners, I'm gonna keep well, never a dull moment.
Make your peace.
The other one with the ink spots.
slippery, humans!
Did super mutants decorate this place?
Someone there! Found you! Pay for that!
Is that it?
Yes.
What a bunch of junk.
You
look like you're about ready to topple over. Say the word.
Over there.
That's a plan. How much of this you think still works?
Ella Fitzgerald, folks. Yet another breaking story here in Diamond City, folks. I'll bring you Diamond City's own Nick Valentine. Former resident.
Normal college journalist.
The man residing with unclear at this time if the boy was being held against his will. Authorities have so far refused to comment on the details. Should you happen to spot the man, and believe me, he has it, don't hesitate to get word to Nick Valentine. And keep that dial tuned to Diamond City Radio for updates on this breaking story. Wynoni Harris's grandma may have had a gambling problem, but we all win because of it. Here he is.
Someone there. What? Who's there? Hello? Someone there? I'm hearing stuff.
Oh my god.
Can't hide forever. What is it? Super mutant! I am Unstoppable!
What you got for me?
Hey, Piper.
Always on good behavior, aren't you?
I try to be.
Seems like you're doing better than trying. I appreciate it. Too few folks can be bothered. Of course, in my experience, if you want to do real good, playing nice only gets you so far. I mean, look at Diamond City. A place I've been trying to warn of real danger. But every issue I publish, all I hear is, "Oh, Piper, why don't you ever publish anything happy? Piper, why can't you write something nice for a change?" It's enough to make me want to hang up my hat some days.
Sounds like it must be exhausting.
Huh, no kidding. But people, they deserve to know the truth. Sure, it can be scary, knowing what's really out there. A night doesn't go by, I'm not afraid some Institute drone will decide today's the day to pay old Piper and family a visit. But it's worth it, because I know the truth. That's what protects us.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. How can you protect you and yours if you don't know what you're facing?
Exactly. Most folks, though, they'd prefer a comforting lie. Not me. I've seen firsthand what the truth can do. My sister and I, we grew up way out in the Commonwealth. Tiny little settlement. Our dad, he was part of the local militia. Keeping the raiders off our backs and the mirelurks out of our latrines, as he'd describe it. Well, one day, our dad turns up dead. His captain, asshole named Mayburn, claims raiders must have gotten him on watch. Well, I didn't buy it. I start making inquiries. Turns out, the captain, he'd sold out. Thought he wasn't getting paid enough to babysit the town. He was gonna leave the gates open one night. Let a group of raiders sack the place and take a cut of the profits. My dad found out and was gonna turn Mayburn in, but Mayburn got to him first. And I wasn't about to let that bastard get away with murder. I tried talking to the mayor, but he wouldn't listen. So, I papered the entire town in posters. Wanted for gross dereliction of duty, Captain Mayburn. The mayor sure wanted to talk after that. The town threw Mayburn out on his ass and were dug in when a very surprised group of raiders finally showed.
What happened after that?
We made do. Sis was still pretty young at the time, and Mom was out of the picture. So we got by on the kindness of others for a while. Eventually, I saved up enough to book us both passage with a caravan, and then we moved on up to the big city. Called it home ever since.
I'm sorry about your dad.
Thanks. It was hard after he was gone, but knowing that he died doing right, that's always made it easier. But hey, I'm sorry if I've been rambling. I just get fired up sometimes. It's just nice to talk to someone who actually seems to get it, you know? So, should we head out?
Often in short supply in the Commonwealth, folks. So I'm happy to be able to deliver a little bit to you. If you were one of the folks worrying in hushed tones about the whereabouts of Diamond City's most effective detective, you can rest easy. Nick Valentine is back in town and seemingly none the worse for wear. While details about what happened to him are scarce, I for one am just glad he's back. And in one piece. And if there's any more good news to share, you'll hear it first here on Diamond City Radio. Based on this next song, I think it's safe to say that Betty Hutton had some complicated feelings about men.
Certainly seen better days, hasn't it? Ah, what were you hiding? I think someone was using this as a trash can. Stuff here is probably in better shape than anything they sell at market. At least it was probably fired less. That is a lot of death.
Look at this place. You must hate these mutants as much as I do.
Absolutely. Wiping them out was a pleasure.
I wish all of mankind shared your sentiment.
Hey, I hate him as much as anyone, but maybe we pull back on the bloodlust a little.
These monstrosities are just another example of man blindly taking a step forward, only to wind up stumbling 2 steps back. I've been fighting for years, trying to put a stop to this madness. And just when I thought we were getting the upper hand, along come the synths. I've seen what these super mutants do to people. Can you imagine what the synths would do to us if they ever got the upper hand? It would be Armageddon repeated, and maybe the end of everything that we hold dear. Look, I don't mean to bore you with my rhetoric. I just want you to understand how important these missions are.
How could synths bring about our destruction?
If the synths reached the point where they outnumbered mankind, how long would it take for them to decide we were no longer necessary? They certainly possess the capability to make more of their own kind, so we'd become expendable. And with Institute technology on their side, nothing could stop them, not even the Brotherhood. It's a nightmare scenario almost too terrible to contemplate. Anyway, that's enough of that. What's important here is that you got the job done and secured these warheads. You should head back up to the Prydwen and talk to Maxon. I'm sure he'll want to debrief you as soon as possible. Dismissed. The Brotherhood rose from the ashes of the U.S. military, you know.
Danny Kaye there singing Civilization. The Minutemen are making waves in the Commonwealth, folks. And that's good news for all of us.
Feather duster and...
The latest word is that they've retaken the castle, an old holdout of theirs from back in the day. From everything I've heard, it was no small feat to get that back under their control. There's some real monsters out there in the Commonwealth, folks. Now that they've set up shop, I'm told the Minutemen will be in a better position to help whoever in the Commonwealth might. That's good to hear, don't you think? Cole Porter, folks. You know him, you love him, and I guarantee the song's gonna get stuck in your heads. It's anything goes.
interested in sharing, huh?
Hey.
What can I do? I don't think I can get to that. Uh-huh. Sure, take a peek.
Outstanding work at Fort Strong, soldier.
It was a piece of cake.
I'm glad you feel that way, because it only gets more difficult from here. In order to bring the Institute to its knees, we need to use every weapon at our disposal. I try to supply my soldiers with the best. That's why I'm giving you these. Signal grenades can call a vertibird to your location when you need aerial transport. Simply throw one to the ground, and the vertibird will hone in on the unique electromagnetic smoke it emits. Once you're aboard, use the map on your Pip-Boy to interface with the pilot's navigation system, so he'll be able to take you wherever you need.
Thank you, Elder. I'll make good use of them.
I expect that you will. Now, I'm sure you're aware that Fort Strong was simply the first step towards the liberation of the Commonwealth. An even greater task lies ahead. By now, I'm sure you've deduced that our arrival in the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental. We're here because of a unique energy reading recorded by Paladin Dance's recon team. According to our scribes, the reading indicated a level of technology that only the Institute could achieve. The moment this information came to light, our mission became clear. The Institute, and everyone responsible for the creation of the synths, must be eliminated at all costs. To accomplish this goal, we need to locate the Institute's headquarters. I've had our scribes meticulously searching the Commonwealth, but they've come up empty-handed.
Where do I start?
I want you to get out there and become our eyes and ears on the ground. You seem to have a vested interest in locating the Institute before we met, so I'm confident you'll travel in the right circles. If you discover a way in, I need you to report it to me immediately. Any questions, Knight?
Minutemen are making waves in the Commonwealth, folks, and that's good news for all of us.
Aren't there any pre-war records about the Institute that might help us?
Our records indicate that the Institute was born from the remnants of a pre-war educational facility, the Commonwealth Institute of Technology. The ruins of the facility are at the center of the city, but we've already searched them thoroughly. The location appears to have been abandoned long ago, so it appears that the trail ends there. Anything else, Knight?
What about those energy readings that Paladin Dance's recon team detected?
Our scribes are confident that the energy readings are from Institute technology, due to the unusually high frequency, but the source is unknown. We're still detecting them on occasion, but by the time we send a team to investigate, they disappear. Just watch your step. I wouldn't be surprised if the energy reading were caused by some type of Institute weapon. Is there anything else?
Any suggestions where I should look next?
I'd pursue your lead regarding Dr. Amari. I'm not certain if she's a crackpot, or if she can genuinely assist your search. But our sources say she has some interesting technology at her disposal. Anything else, Knight?
Not right now, Elder.
Very well, then. Dismissed.
Ballanet Alpha at 93%. Compensating.
Delta sequence initiated. Completion time 14 minutes.
Ad Victoriam, brother.
I can't believe supermutants were humanoids. How could science have gone
Might be time to drop something.
Ad Victoriam, brother.
Taking on a Deathclaw without backup is a great way to get yourself killed.
I'd gladly lay down my life if it keeps humanity from repeating the apocalypse.
Knight.
Nothing to report right now, Knight.
Greetings, Knight.
Heard crawl out through the fallout. Folks, I'd like to take a moment for something a little more personal than usual. As I'm sure you know all too well, I haven't always been the best at this job.
Never thought a reporter could consider themselves a success until someone threatened their life.
Thanks to the efforts of a few of my
I'm very
friends.
successful.
Damn girls.
I decided to change
Something to think about.
how I live my life. I'd like to just take this opportunity to thank the Vault Dweller for lending me a hand. I really do appreciate it. All right, folks. That's enough sentiment from me for today. Let's get it on back to the music, shall we? One of the greatest singers of all time, I think. Here's Ella Fitzgerald.
Hail, Knight.
I'm proud to be serving under Elder Maxon. I had enough of Lyons and his foolish ways. So you're the new knight I heard about. Glad to have you on the team.
Looking for something specific?
Come on. Let me carry something before you cripple yourself.
Ad Victoriam, brother.
When it comes to keeping the Pridwin running, Proctor Ingram's the best. Our vertibird should give us the air superiority we need to win this war. If it looks dead, put one more in its head for good measure. Why take the chance?
Maxon might appear compassionate, but I can assure you, the Institute will face his wrath.
Your thoughts?
Have any more questions about the Institute's enemies, Blue?
We should get going.
All right.
Night.
You're an inspiration to us all, Knight. Do us proud.
Louis Jordan, folks. Gotta love him. Diamond City Radio wouldn't be possible without the help of some wonderful businesses here in town. Commonwealth Weaponry. It's a dangerous world out there. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Here's Uranium Fever by Elton Britt. It's catchy, right?
Have you ever fired a minigun? Chews through fells like paper.
Right behind you.
Feel free to have a look at the specimens, but please don't touch anything. I refuse to be held responsible if you are injured.
quite a collection you've got here.
Well, thank you. Most people don't appreciate the important work that I'm trying to do here. I'm on the cusp of discovering how these creatures' bodies have adapted to the radiation that's infiltrated their habitats. If I can crack the code, I can equip our troops with a protective compound far superior to Rad-X.
That's amazing.
Well, it's only a theory so far. You see, the ionizing radiation left behind by the Great War kills because it damages most living things on a cellular level. However, after several generations, these creatures' bodies have adapted by altering their genetic makeup to prevent cellular disruption. I believe I've discovered how I can replicate that genetic restructuring rapidly. Instead of decades, I can do it in moments. For a short period of time, anyway.
I'm sold. If you're looking for someone to help, you can sign me up.
I appreciate the offer, but unfortunately, I've hit a stumbling block. The specimens I've already captured can only produce so much blood and genetic material. If I try and harvest too much, they'll die. What I need are more samples of blood from the creatures roaming the Commonwealth.
Will I get some of that new compound you're developing?
If I make a breakthrough, you'll be the first person I give it to. After I've tested it on myself, of course. I've modified your Pip-Boy to scan the corpse of any freshly killed creature that has the proper type of blood in its body. All you have to do is pick up any viable sample and bring it back to me. Hey, I really appreciate you doing this for me. It's nice to know I'm not the only person in the Brotherhood with an open mind.
Scribe Mariah.
Have you collected any blood samples, Knight?
Yes, here you go.
Is this some sort of a joke? I don't know what that is. Do you have any or not?
No.
Drat. I really appreciate you. As soon as I make a breakthrough, I'll let you know.
Heads up.
Just let me know. Help yourself.
Getting radiation sickness, I'd stay away from ferals.
Call me old-fashioned, but there's nothing better than me.
It's a man.
Hesitating to pull the trigger.
You're tuned to the Commonwealth's only respite from the tedium and desperation of post-apocalyptic life. Diamond City Radio. Handgun safety is an important issue. You'll hear in Diamond City. Here's Bing Crosby's take on it with Pistol Packin' Mama.
Give me a laser rifle and my power armor, and I'll take on the
worried
world.
about these recruits. Young, too green. Like the initiates back in my day.
It sounds like we owe you our gratitude for wiping out those monsters at Fort Strong. Now, did you have any documents for me? Or perhaps you were interested in aiding a research patrol.
Do you have any idea?
Officers, I'd try searching. Have you had any luck finding?
Neither. Not right now.
How does...
Can you believe synths are replacing humans with exact duplicates? Makes me sick.
Now everyone in the Commonwealth will know. Minutemen are back.
Heads up.
Point the way.
Piper,
Something to say?
your thoughts?
Need a countdown on the Institute's favorite...
We should get going.
All right.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, the voice of the Minutemen. It's 12 noon. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom. All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there. This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts. This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
That was the ink spot, Smith. It's all over but the crime. Yet another breaking story here in Diamond City.
This is Radio
I'll
Freedom,
bring you
broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
Diamond City's own Nick
Nothing to
Valentine,
report at the moment.
reportedly
Stay tuned for
investigating circumstances surrounding former
Looking to
residents
resupply?
of the West Stand. The man in question,
Let me see what you've got.
residing
Sure thing,
with
General.
claimed to be his son, hasn't been seen in weeks. Now it seems the whole story may have been fabricated. It's unclear at this time if the boy was being held against his will. Authorities have so far refused to comment on the details. Should you happen to spot the man, and believe me, you'd recognize him, don't hesitate to get word to Nick Valentine. And keep that dial tuned to Diamond City Radio for updates on this breaking story. Next is Worry, Worry, Worry by the Three Sons. I'll admit it, this pretty well summed me up. At least until recently.
1 p.m. This is Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned for updates.
Look alive.
Where to?
Good afternoon. You're tuned to Radio Freedom, broadcasting across the Commonwealth.
Look alive.
All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts. You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. Nothing new to report.
Head over there.
Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
Hey.
Point the way.
Hyper. Hey.
What you got for me? Something you need?
I need you to get out of your power armor.
You got it.
This is Radio Freedom. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Heads up.
Just let me know.
This
Take a look.
is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Well, if anyone could figure out a good use for it.
Hope you enjoyed that one. Warren Smith with Uranium Rock. Coming at you almost live from Diamond City, I'm your host, Travis Lonely Miles, and this is Diamond City Radio. Can't get enough of Butcher Pete? Lucky for you, Roy Brown wrote a second song about him.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
Running low on supplies, General?
Let me see what you've got.
Take a look.
Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates. You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates. O'clock. You're tuned to Minuteman Radio. Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts. This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates. This is Radio Freedom. It's 5 p.m. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
number. Folks, I'd like to take a moment for something a little more personal than usual. As I'm sure you know all too well, I haven't always been the best at this job. Hey, let's face it, I've been pretty terrible. Thanks to the efforts of a few of my friends, I've decided to change how I look at things, how I live my life. I'd like to just take this opportunity to thank the Vault Dweller for lending me a hand. I really do appreciate it. All right, folks. That's enough sentiment from me for one day. Let's get it on back to the music, shall we? Wish... on the moon sounds like a pretty good idea to me right now. It's Bob Crosby, singing Happy Times.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts. This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Attention all personnel. Research patrols are a crucial facet of our operation here in the Commonwealth. Any Brotherhood soldiers that have not received a research patrol assignment should speak to Proctor Quinlan immediately.
We've seen better days, hasn't it?
I think you should stay on point. Your instincts seem to be right on target.
That's it.
I'm pleased we were assigned to the same team. I think we can learn a lot from each other.
The Commonwealth's a dangerous place. Make sure you gear up before you head out.
If we want to win the people's hearts and minds,
Watch your step on the flight deck. It's a long way down.
Well, the Brotherhood's got a lifetime supply of nuclear ordnance thanks to you. I expect you could use a resupply after a scrap like that.
Let's hear a bit more about...
Hard to resist the lure. As they say, the food stores don't replenish themselves. We'll be requisitioning a portion of their harvest, and I need that food crated. Your mission will be to ensure full cooperation of the civilian farmers.
Any means necessary? You're giving me carte blanche on this.
You said it. Like they say, if you aren't with us, you're against us. Think you can handle that?
Maybe later.
Can't blame a guy for trying.
By Elder Maxon's orders,
Proctor
all forms
Tegan.
of technology
You're looking to
should
pick
be
a fight?
confiscated or
I'll
collected.
help you end it.
Let me see what you have.
Sure, I've got something that'll put a smile on your face.
Big proud of me. Hell of a positive guy. Diamond City Radio wouldn't be possible without the help of some wonderful businesses here in town. Commonwealth Weaponry. It's a dangerous world out there. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Here's a classic from Danny Kaye.
We'll stop the Institute. For Maxon and for the Brotherhood.
No way to pick this.
Hail Knight.
Liberating
Remember,
the Commonwealth is
we're
a
out
huge
here representing the Brotherhood. Let's make him proud.
Greetings, Knight. Knight? Put two in the head and they'll stay dead. Advice to live by. I get off duty. That Salisbury steak is mine.
Worried about these recruits.